Narcissus was a youth that knelt down daily beside a river to contemplate his own beauty. One day, he was so taken by his own beauty that he fell into the river and drowned. In the place where he fell, a flower grew, called the narcissus. Though narcissism is often seen as evil, the story of Narcissus illustrates an important point. It teaches us about the importance of loving ourselves, even to exhaustion. We all have a story that needs to be shared, but sometimes it can be so difficult to share a story when you don't feel accepted. My name is Cyntiche, and I have a story that must be shared with the world. The only problem is society has labeled me as boring, refusing to read me because my cover is strange. So I sit here on the shelf, wondering if there is anyone that will read me. I cannot change myself into a thin, tall, colorful graphic novel. My cover has no alluring illustrations. I am not the magazine that preys upon your insecurities. I am not the mirror that shows you your flaws, that makes sure that you know you're a mistake. In this day and age, beauty has become an obsession. Society is constantly telling us that we have to starve ourselves, get plastic surgery, put on a bunch of makeup, Photoshop our features, wear masks just to be accepted. So, without hesitation, we change ourselves so much until when we look into the mirror, we realize that we've become monsters. Don't get it twisted, though. You're not the only one that's suffering. Today, I want to share with you a different type of beauty struggle. I want to share with you a story by Toni Morrison about a girl named Pecola. There once was a girl whose beauty made her the book that nobody wanted to read. She cried out to God. She prayed for him to erase her ugliness, erase her blackness. It had occurred to her that if her eyes, those eyes that saw pictures and knew sights, that if her eyes were different, that is to say, beautiful, then she herself would be different too. So, when everything in her life was going wrong, when poverty and hunger struck, when her parents were beating each other up, she laid in bed, crying her soul out, praying to God for blue eyes. She sat in the mirror, trying to discover the secrets of her ugliness that made her despised at school by teachers and students alike. Here was an ugly little girl praying for beauty, an ugly little girl that wanted to rise up out of the pit of her blackness and see the world through blue eyes. Just like Pecola, I was obsessed with changing myself so much that it affected my subconsciousness. I used to have nightmares about society's beauty standards. Giant heads with spider-like bodies, applying makeup with spider-like claws. Though the heads were society's standard of beauty, they were so ugly and deformed from trying to conform. The dream was so horrible that it cannot properly be described. Right now, as I speak, there are young men and women crouching over a toilet, emptying their stomachs in hopes of becoming thinner. They lose their muscles, and they become stick figures. Right now, as I speak, there is someone swooning over the amount of likes that they received on a social media site. This type of beauty is ugly. Being so skinny that your heart is failing, bleaching your skin so much until you get skin cancer, taking hundreds of the same selfies just to get the perfect shots. It's all so evil. I mean, you'll tell me that it's what's on the inside that counts. But do you really mean it? Sure, you can become a bestseller, but you have to sell yourself first. you have to buy yourself a different cover. How many of us stop to think about the value of our time spent looking in the mirror? It takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at something. That's 416 days. Lord knows how many of us, women especially, have become experts in the superficial, when we could have been harnessing the genuine power that lies within each and every one of us. It is time that we do away with the too thin, too tall, too light model and create our own standard of beauty. It is important that we acknowledge the beauty of those who forgive others, who find joy and appreciate the little things, who laugh wholeheartedly, who find purpose in something other than themselves. It is time that we acknowledge society's ugly disease. Don't wait for your eyes to change color. Be the book with the unconventional cover. Thank you.